Hello and welcome back to another video. In this episode, I'm diving with good mate Charlie. Disclaimer, this footage was filmed prior to the lockdown. We're gonna kick this one off with swimming through a sea cave. So on the Peninsula, there is a small tunnel that you can swim through. Saves you a couple hundred meters swimming around, and it's just a really cool experience. Like, have a look at this. Pretty unique. And really enjoyable if you can get past the fact there's tons of rocks above you. Like literal tons, and you'd be crushed if they fell. But don't think about it, just enjoy. A common question I get is, how deep do you dive? My answer is usually to where the fish are. Deeper isn't necessarily better in regards to spearfishing. There are days where fish are everywhere, but if you make a drop to 20 meters, there is little happening. I've shot my biggest snapper from the surface, and my biggest boarfish in around 6 meters of water. I believe that the shallows are much more consistent than the depths. You get a lot of days where the sun can't penetrate very far down throughout the water column, and as a result, it really slows things down in regards to deep diving. After a while in a particular area, I get a good sense for where the fish are hanging out, but will often keep diving shallow and deep to try and pinpoint where the fish are favouring that particular day. There is a big difference between being able to dive deep and being able to hunt deep. Getting down to 20 meters isn't going to do you any good if you have to go to the surface straight away. Hunt fish at depths that you can truly hunt. Depths that you are comfortable and you can lay flat on the bottom. Depths where you can relax, take your time and make good decisions.
Yeah, fuck all.
Do you reckon we go, like, are you talking about that far rock?
No, not the real far one, just that close one.
This one with the dick on top?
Yeah.
Oh. You want to hug in there a bit, or you reckon just bolt across?
I reckon just bolt across.
Alright, let's do it.
Just like that, through the magic of video editing, we make it to Dick Rock in record time. Really good pace this time around. And would you look at that, just below the surface, we got a nice little nest of crays. These weren't big ones, they probably would have been borderline legal, but I don't bother with things like that. A saying I really like is, if there is any doubt, there is no doubt. If I doubt that these are going to be legal crays, there's no doubt they're not legal crays, so I leave them. I was after a crayfish today, didn't end up getting one, but I'm not going to dwell on the fact. And besides, I got enough for a feed anyway.
Saw a couple of snapper down here. Just smashed up some kibber.
Yeah.
I saw a cray, but it wasn't particularly big. How you go?
Seen a couple of crays, but all just under.
On our reciprocal pass, we elected to make the decision to swim in a narrow stretch of water between one of the islands and the mainland. It was pretty cool, just clambering over the rocks. You can only do this on a high tide, so we made the most of it. This stretch of the coast has some of the most amazing rock formations, both above and below water, that I've ever seen. Really special part of the country. Always beautiful diving here. And this will be another prime example. An archway, and at the bottom of the archway, beautiful cave. Massive boulder here that like potentially had collapsed in from the fallen archway. And yeah, a couple fish swimming about as well, real nice. No crayfish, but that's all good. But yeah, just a beautiful part of the country. I won't disclose exactly where, but it's not too hard to find. I've never been one to be overly secretive about the areas that I dive. If I go for a dive and someone asks me where I went, I'll tell them. I don't have much of an issue with that if I know they're going to be respectful of that area. While we are here watching and enjoying these happy fish, I would like to thank you all for the positive and encouraging comments on my last video. It is reassuring to know that there are many like-minded people who care about the way we are treated as citizens of this beautiful country. We should live our lives by our own judgment, not the judgment of others. We live in a democracy, and yet we have no say, no influence in decisions that dramatically affect us and the way we live our lives. That doesn't seem right to me. Who knows what is best for me? Simple, I do. We all know our needs and desires better than anybody else. So why does decision making usually fall on the shoulders of others who do not know us at a personal level? Diving is a huge and important part of my life. It is my passion, my purpose, and my path. Who has the right to tell me that I cannot participate in the things that I love, especially when it does not endanger anybody except myself? If you love something and it is truly, truly important to you, do not let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Follow your aspirations, follow your dreams, live a full, happy life full of things you love, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't. Here is another prime example of the geographic beauty of this part of the coastline. Here we have another sea cave, yet another sea cave. How cool is that? Beautiful clear water in here, swam at the back, swam out, got like a mean ass view. How cool does that look? Epic. It's not all about the fish, there's a lot of things you can look at besides fish. Have a look at the rocks, you'll be amazed. Look at this, another swim through. Just epic part of the coast, man. So much stuff going on. Not a lot of fish today, but it really made me enjoy some of the other things. Was able to shift my focus a bit, focus on the rocks. Sounds boring, it's not, it's really fucking cool actually, so get out there and have a look. While checking one of my cray spots, I locked eyes with a very intelligent, very interesting, but very tasty creature, an octopus. I don't get a lot of these, I usually leave them for the most part, but I was pretty keen to eat one today, so I got to work on it. Very strong creatures, they don't make it easy for you. Here's Charlie making a dive, having a crack to see if he can get any bugs out of there. We didn't end up having any luck on the crayfish this day, but hey, you can't win them all.
It's hard without a torch, isn't it? It's fucking dark in there.
After many dives, I was finally able to get the octopus off the rocks and to the surface, where I dispatched it in a humane manner. So the traditional way to dispatch an octopus used by Hawaiians for many years is biting them between the eyes and crushing the brain with your teeth. I'm sure some of you might cringe at the idea of doing that, but hey, I'm gonna eat it anyway, so what difference does it make? I eat raw things all the time, I'm not too fussy, so I'm not gonna be a bitch about it and I'm gonna do it the right way. When you get your octopus to the surface, it will still be fighting and struggling, but that's when you gotta position it into a point where you'll be able to have a good access to between the eyes. So here I'm gonna grab it around the base of the head, and then another hand on top, so I can get a good visual there, put my head above the water, and about here I'm taking the bite. And you'll see afterwards that the octopus is now limp, it's dead. That's a good efficient way to kill them. A lot of time they can be left struggling for a long time. They are hard to kill. I've tried like stabbing them and icking them. It just doesn't work the same as biting them. Some may not think highly of killing an octopus, and I understand. Octopi are more common than you might think. They are masters of camouflage. They also live short lifespans, often only 1 year. But perhaps most significantly, they taste fantastic. A flavour and texture profile which is unique and in a class of its own. Regardless, I could count on one hand all the octopi I have harvested. I respect their cunning and grace, and thoroughly consider before taking one. Something that's really important to me is variety. I love eating a range of things. I don't go after the same fish time and time again, targeting just kingfish or just snapper. I like going out with an open mind and seeing what I run into, and what I'd like to take home for dinner. And I've tried a lot of things, from cook's turbans, to sea cucumbers, to kingfish, butterfish, scorpionfish, lobster, pippies, everything man, kinna. Variety is what I like. I'm probably not going to eat a moray eel, but variety is pretty good, and that's important to me. So I like having an octopus every now and again, just mix things up. This moray eel here had quite a bit of character. You can see his jaws a bit knocked off to the side. Really quite a large moray eel from the ones I've seen. Really old looking one as well, but still pretty fat, so clearly a hearty bugger. That jaw isn't slowing him down too much, I don't think. With that, I wish this guy all the best. This next dive is really cool. Finally managed to figure out where all the fish were hanging about. And dropping down I actually scare off a shark. I'm not sure the particular type, but you can see it leaving there. Wasn't too keen to stick around, but would have been cool if it had. Butterfish are the first fish I've shot, and probably the most common fish I've shot. I've shot a lot of butterfish, but still, I still really enjoy hunting them. They're just a really nice fish to hunt, target, and eat. Beautiful eating. and really fun to target, really accessible. You don't have to dive deep for them. It's really engaging, active diving for them, and yeah, just cool fish. So we have one coming in here. Still in the distance, you can just see him there. He's not coming right in like these leather jackets are. But I managed to extend out when he stops and get a good shot into him. Really happy, first fish on the board. Took long enough, but hey, there's no rush. You do have to go easy on butterfish though. They are quite residential, they'll live in the same area for a long time, so if you go too hard you can really wipe them out, really take them out of an entire area. I've seen it happen before, so if you find an area with heaps of butterfish, just take a couple, don't take all of them. Leave some for next time, and the time after that, and the time after that, and leave some to breed so there can be more butterfish in the future. Just be responsible what you take. Don't take what you can, take what you need. Hunting or gathering your own food is such a fulfilling thing as a human. It's built into every one of us to have the desire or drive to do that, but a lot of us aren't in touch with that feeling. If you haven't gone out and hunted something or foraged something and ate it yourself, I would 100% encourage you to do that. Get out there, find some food, eat it, and you'll be very satisfied with the results. As well as showing my successes, I should also show my failures. I want you to understand that I'm not perfect, I make mistakes as well, but that's how I learn. So here I had a butterfish come in, I was acting quite aggressive towards it, putting my gun out towards it, so he kept his distance. I took a long shot that I had no faith, no confidence in, and of course lost. So what can I learn from it? Don't be so aggressive towards the fish, and don't take a shot if you're not confident on it. Things that I already know, but it's good to be reminded sometimes. In your life, no matter how many times you've done something, you can always make improvements. Don't get set in the mindset of you know everything, you've learned everything there is, and you can't get it wrong, because that's never the case. There's always something you can learn, there are always ways that you can do things better. So be open-minded in your approach to things. Even if you consider yourself an expert, realize there are still things that you don't understand fully in depth and things that you're just never going to understand. So have an open mind and try and learn. Don't get set in the ways of thinking that you're a perfect human being that can do no wrong. This dive was executed a lot better. I have this nice butterfish come in and I start extending towards him, but he starts moving away quicker. So instead of chasing him, I wait, I take a moment to let him calm down. I see the trevallies in the distance. So I make a couple grunts, see if we can get those to come in, because I'd like to shoot a trevally over the butterfish. And then when I decide I'm probably not going to make it happen, I can turn my attention back to the butterfish, which is now relaxed because I wasn't going after him the whole time. And then I can make a really good solid shot on him. If you're acting really fast and erratic around fish, the fish are going to respond. They're going to be fast and erratic as well. But if you can learn to calm yourself down, take things slow, think through your approach instead of rushing into things, the payoffs are going to be huge and the fish are going to be a lot more relaxed as a result. You're never going to be able to outswim a fish. You're basically the slowest thing in the ocean. But what you do have is your mind, so you got to use it. Be cunning. Not quick, because you're not quick, but you're cunning, so use it to your advantage. How cool are butterfish, honestly? Such beautiful colours and patterns. Those blue accents they have on them, gorgeous. Such a beautiful fish. Beautiful tasting as well. Often overlooked, often overrated, but not by me. I love them. Probably my favourite fish to hunt. And my favourite fish to look at, I'd say. Just like beautiful, swimming around in the kelp with their blue fins out. It's epic fish. So pretty, sexy, and beautiful. Thanks for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time out there diving, as well as sitting behind the computer editing it. If you really did enjoy, feel free to leave a like, comment, ask me a question, I'll get back to you. I love interacting with the people that find value in these videos. So if you're one, feel free to drop me a comment and I'll reply to it. Anyway, we're going to finish this one off with a little stargazer. I like calling these things mud puppies. I think it's a bit more of an endearing name. But yeah, they're pretty cute fish. Quite an interesting fish, for sure. I have eaten them, I have shot them, but I had enough fish today, so I just filmed this one. Just enjoyed the moment as opposed to trying to kill and eat everything. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.